Hey guys, just checking in, mental health here. Last week I kind of had a rough week, trying to stay positive. I'm still working, so I still have to kind of maintain this positive outlook. Smile, be pleasant. Um, it's not always easy because, I have my own personal life, I have my own struggles, and sometimes, there's a battle in the mind, and especially with everything that's going on lately, it's just really hard to stay focused um, sometimes. And then there's times where we're just so oblivious to what is going on internally that, this is basically why I'm making this video. I had to stop and reflect. I noticed that I was smiling on the outside, but kind of crying on the inside. And I think a lot of people are kind of living that way, which I know can be um, a means of getting through these difficult times. Of course, like I've said in other videos, we have to maintain that positivity, that connection with our Lord through prayer. Um, and just being grateful, but we're human and we are going to struggle. And so with that said, I kind of took it upon myself to look up on Google a few things. One of my questions was, during my prayer, my question was, how do I surrender to God and let go? And so I just typed it in on Google, and a few things came up, and I wrote them down to share with you guys. So number one was, realize you're human and you don't have all the control, no matter how awesome and capable you are. Definitely, I'm a person who likes to be in control. I like to know what's coming next, and often that stresses me out. But we are awesome and capable, but again, we're human and not everything is in our control. Two, take a moment. To me, take a moment was just like, you know what, step back from everything that you're doing for a second and just take a moment. you know. Three, admit you don't have all the answers all the time. You don't have to be right all the time. Um, and another thing is, okay, not being right all the time, but secondly, not be afraid to ask for help when you actually need it. Sometimes we don't ask for help when we truly are drowning, and that can be overwhelming and unnecessary. So be aware of that. Four, take a deep breath. Okay, so many things tell us to, or teach deep breathing exercises. So if you're somebody who just pops off like me sometimes, learn to like take a moment, step back, and look up some of those breathing techniques. It's kind of, therapeutic, and supposed to help. So, okay, that's that. Five, pray. Pray, 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 prayer. I know a lot of my people don't know how to pray, but like I said, reach out to me. Let's talk. I love to talk and to pray. So we could talk about prayer. And six, let. And what does that mean? It just said let, and then it's like dot, 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 and I didn't click on the link, but it's like, to me, it's like, okay, let go, release, going back to number one, you're not in control of everything. Recognize that, acknowledge that, and let it go. So if you're struggling to connect your feelings right now, just take a moment. Literally take a moment in silence and ask yourself how you're feeling. And if you're still struggling to see the silver lining, just know that you're still okay, and we're going to be okay. So with that said, I wrote down a couple of other things that for me were like super duper important. Self-care. You're no good to nobody if you are not good. So definitely self-care. Some crazy things I do. I go to work. I do take a break and look at my feeds to see what's out there, something to make me laugh. A friend just shared TikTok message with me, so I looking at TikTok videos now and laughing. So that's good. Otherwise, I'm always listening to positive, affirmation things, but other stuff I've been doing. Getting home, jumping in the shower, blasting the music, throwing on something crazy. As I'm unloading the grocery bags, I leave my car stereo on. I just blast it and I start putting things in through the garage. Walk out of the room and just shout something random or start dancing or do something, that makes me feel good. I actually just binge watched a show by myself that made me laugh and probably look crazy at times. But everybody left me alone and just let me enjoy that so that, I could just release and laugh. 2, maintain strong relationships, primarily with God first, but definitely with your spouse, with your children, with whoever you're living with your friends, your family, through social media. Remember that wherever you're putting your energy, that's what you're going to get back. So definitely be aware and take caution, like where you're putting your energy and your time. Doing something nice for somebody always kind of has like the reverse effect or the opposite effect. Like you're doing something good for somebody else, but in return, it also makes you feel good. So being good to your family, your children, your spouse, is definitely a winner. Number 3, find your purpose slowly. Don't put too much pressure on yourself right now. Right now, so many people are doing like all these DIYs. They must have like $1 million somewhere. They're redoing like their homes, their patios. I don't know, becoming the best chef. Don't put that pressure on yourself to become like the best chef ever or the best teacher or housekeeper or whatever, because that leads to a certain type of expectation that only leads you to feeling like you're letting somebody down or shame. I know I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to make sure that everybody in my home and my other relationships were their needs were being met, but I realized that my needs weren't being met, and I wasn't acknowledging my own feelings until I had like this major outburst of emotions, and that led me to realize like, okay, I wasn't putting expectations on what other people should be doing, but more expectations on myself of what I should be doing and how I should be acting, and realize that I was really letting myself down and not doing the best self-care. And that started to overflow into my work, into my family, into my friendships and stuff like that. And I started feeling ashamed and bad. But I realized like I can only do so much. And the same I tell you guys, you can only do so much for anybody. But like again, like I said, you are no good to anybody if you are not good. So take care of that. Number 4, live in the present. Yes, as hard as it is right now to live in the present, we have to try. We have to try to make each moment count. Don't wait for things to change, because we don't know. They told us that the quarantine, whatever, was only going to last till early April. Our kids would go back to school and whatnot. And now here we are mid-April, and we still don't have a definitive date of, being able to go out, or kids going back to school or summer school and all those things. So definitely live in the present, enjoy what you can, what you have. Definitely try to be grateful and thankful for that, and 5, smile. Give thanks for what you don't have, what you have, what happened and what didn't happen for you during this time. Smiling and laughter is the best medicine. I cannot deny that. So remember, every day is a gift from God, and every day you have the ability to start over, and that is the beautiful thing. So my friends and family, choose hope, and remember that you are loved, and pray for me as I continue to pray for you. I love you guys. Have a blessed night.